Be more than a bystander, break the silence on violence. In South Africa, it has been found that 1 in 4 men have disclosed that they have raped a woman, and that 15% of them have raped in more than one instance. South Africa has furthermore been deemed to have the highest rape statistics for a country not at war, and a femicide rate 6 times higher than the global average. It is well known that sex and gender-based violence is a massive problem on a worldwide scale, and particularly in South Africa. This is especially when looking at university students, as they are a population that is very vulnerable. Sex and gender-based violence is seen as the most common violent crime on college campuses. Alcohol is a factor that significantly contributes to sex and gender-based violence, which often falls hand in hand with university social life. Despite the prevalence of sex and gender-based violence, very few women come forward about their experiences. This is why this study focuses on a university context in relation to anti-rape poster campaigns through the use of the bystander intervention. What is a bystander intervention? This intervention targets communities to bring about change. It targets peer acceptance as the primary foundation supporting rape, arguing that witnesses to sex and gender-based violence can be empowered to interrupt potential sex and gender-based violence situations. For example, a bystander intervention teaches individuals to intervene when hearing sexist comments and challenges acceptance of violence. Or another example is when it teaches people how to stop a situation where a person is highly intoxicated and taken upstairs in order to engage in sexual behavior. Why this type of intervention? A poster-based bystander intervention helps to raise awareness around sex and gender-based violence and provides examples of how to intervene against violent individuals. It has also proven to be the most successful sex and gender-based violence long-term intervention overseas thus far. What is so special about this particular study? The bystander intervention hasn't really been used in a South African university context, and we want to try and see if it will be effective here. This then forwards the research around how to prevent sex and gender-based violence, which is definitely needed. This research has been taken from a discourse analytic perspective, which means we are looking at the language and thought behind what people think about sex and gender-based violence. We are using questionnaires as our data collection method. Originally, we were going to do face-to-face interviews, which is no longer possible due to COVID-19. The poster before you shows an anti-rape bystander intervention campaign poster. You decide whether you think this could be effective in a South African university context.